because all of these 4 green candles are going to make one order block right here, right? So obviously the safest stop loss would be all the way up here, right? Could take a sell somewhere, but we just have to wait, you know. If this, let me see, but looking at it from this range right here, I guess none of those qualify as swing lows, so we can't even really look at it from that range. So if we measure out this entire range, we're already in a premium. Yeah, just gotta wait. I think, you know, it's nothing to do for now. It just don't seem like anything is clear cut enough for me to really get in there. I mean, obviously it's going up, but it's not doing anything with speed. Now, so we have a couple things that to look at, and then also this little right where I first presented at, there's the inversion right up in there as well. So we don't really have to box that up because the first presented is inside of that inversion. But those are essentially the things that I'm looking for right now. See what price really wants to do. All right, then we can also look at other time frames too, like the 6-minute, right? We can look at the 7-minute just to make sure we're not really missing anything, any information, right? People don't really use these time frames, but like right here on a 9-minute time frame, there's a little gap right there. So something like that could give you a lot of information, because look at how the prices are closing on the 9-minute time frame. All right, it's not that good. So just have to be aware of everything. And look, as soon as I found that gap, now the market is reversing right off of that gap. So it's crazy. That's why you have to really pay attention to everything when you're trading. You can't just be on one time frame thinking that, you know, you just automatically know what's going on. Just because it's uptrending, that don't mean that the market makers won't just fake you out. And like all it take is, you know, 7 or 8 1-minute candles to get all the way back down here to the lows, right? That's why I say I'm not really interested in trading. I'm just here for learning purposes. I mean, just look at that. As soon as we found the 9-minute gap, that's why I say, you know, it was hard for me to try to buy, because if I'm buying, it has to be because I think it's going to actually go to my take profit, and it has to be at least a 1 to 3 risk to reward. There wasn't any 1 to 3s. That's why I was using my tools just to, you know, see what was what, right? It wasn't because I was in a trade or anything, but I was using it like this just to see, okay, as a hypothetical, what could possibly happen, right? Like even this sell right here, even if it go all the way back down to the lows, that's only a 1 or 2. Now, maybe, you know, if this was the New York session, I could maybe trust this gap right here, put my stop loss right there. That makes it almost a 1 to 7. But can we really trust that? No, I wouldn't trust it. That's why I gave up on the evening session. The evening session is just a little bit too tricky for me. Well, even right here, I wouldn't even be surprised if it wanted to fake some sellers out, right? Fake some sellers out and then go touch the first presented. Like I'm telling you guys, man, this is why you have to get rid of the evening session. You have to even just be done trying to trade the evening. Wait a minute. Holy smokes. Right. But even that right there, that could have been the sale, right? If I was in that sale, I'll be like closing right now. I'll be closing instantly because of what we just said on the 5-minute, right? We still have this gap down here on the 5-minute that we could possibly go down into, and then the market can continue to go back up. So it's just too much for me, man. It's too much uncertainty. Now watch how fast it pops right back up to where it was just at. All right, so all right, swing low, swing high. We just went into a discount zone. Definitely looking like it's just gonna pop right back up. So even if you was in that sale, you know, I wouldn't even trust the sale right there. So like how I would trade this is like I would have to wait for something to happen with the first presented fair value gap. Like it came really close to hitting it up here, but it would be nice to sweep this liquidity up here. And then after we hit the first presented fair value gap, work up inside that wick on a 15-minute time frame, maybe then you can find a good sell. But all of this seems like you're just going to keep getting faked out, right? If you was in a buy and you didn't take profits, now you're probably scared to hold the trade. If you're in a sell right now and you're in a little bit of profits, now you're like, maybe I should just take the profits because I don't know where it's going to go. The point is, when there's that much confusion, 10 times out of 10, it's just best to do nothing. Right, best to just hold off and wait, right? And that's where a lot of traders are going to struggle because nobody wants to wait, right? But this inversion fair value gap right here, we're still respecting this inversion. So as long as it's respecting this inversion, I really wouldn't feel comfortable taking a sell. But I do think we could get one more sell-off before the end of the day. I just don't know how it's going to happen, you know. But this right here almost undoubtedly is a fake breakaway gap, right? This is going to be undoubtedly a fake breakaway gap right here. Because if it was going to be a real breakaway gap, price would just keep going to the downside.